What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Sistas. This is season 7, episode I have no idea, but I know the episode is titled Leaving to Stay. I know I've been MIA, but y'all, I gotta be completely honest, there was a complete disconnect between me and this show, but I'm trying my best, okay, to keep watching it. So we're gonna talk about this episode where Zach, he goes to see Fatima at her office, right? Because he's so down in the dumps that he did not, get to own this gym. So, y'all, the only thing I kept thinking in this scene was, how many times we gonna switch this damn receptionist? It was a white woman. It was Fatima before. It was a different black lady with a short haircut. How many times we gonna switch it up when it comes to these receptionists? Child, I guess it's a revolving door around there. Nonetheless, Fatima's not in the office. She went to lunch with Andy. And, of course, Zach done been here so many times. The receptionist just go ahead and say, yeah, sir, you can go right back to her office. That's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. He walks away. Here comes Cheyenne. She at the law office. And here's the thing. The outfit was cute, but girl, not here. Not here with this outfit. She goes up there. She's like, oh, I'm trying to see Andrea Barnes. And the receptionist's like, oh, well, she not here. You can come back later. Cheyenne's like, well, no, that's my sister. And here's the thing. The receptionist is like, oh, I didn't even know she had a sister. Baby, nobody knows who you are, Cheyenne. Okay? Andrea moved to Atlanta and completely started a whole new life. That girl don't have no siblings. That girl don't have no aunties, no cousins, no mama. Okay? It's just Andrea Barnes. All right? But here's the thing. Some type of way, Cheyenne finesses the receptionist to give her a tour, right? So she ends up giving her a tour or whatever, and they go into Andy's office. I said, I'm sorry, wait, when was this Andy's office, y'all? When did she get an upgrade? Did I miss it? This office is real fancy. Okay? Like, was that her office, or did she just take her into a random office? Child, whatever. It's not even important. That is neither here nor there. So, y'all, I gotta be completely honest. I cannot get into Cheyenne. I can't get into her. And I think my reasoning why I cannot get into her is because I feel like her character should have been like 20 years old. Like, her personality gives off a 20-year-old instead of somebody who's like 25. And I get it, that's just 5 years, but I'm sorry, there's something off. Like, she gives off fresh out of high school sometimes. But at the same time, it's like, girl, you too old for this? Like, I don't know. It's very strange. Nonetheless, she ends up running into Hayden, right? And he trying to flirt with her, but she says that she ain't interested. So he ends up giving her his business card. What's crazy to me, though, is that she told him, oh, I'm looking for my sister. Nigga, it ain't that many black people working around this motherfucker. How did you not think, is it Andrea's sister? Is this Andy's sister? That never crossed your mind. Okay, cool. So then we see Zach. He goes back to the front desk to thank the receptionist, for letting him go back there to write some type of little love letter to Fatima. Baby, Cheyenne is forcing herself on this man just so that way she can bump into him, right? I mean, she's pouring it on thick. And next thing you know, Fatima and Andy walk in. Now, this whole time, he is trying to get her away from him. He don't want no parts of anything Cheyenne got going on, right? And y'all, again, I'm annoyed with Cheyenne and her behavior because, like, I just can't see anybody operating like that. And I get it, it's a TV show, but be so for real. Nonetheless, she over here being thirsty or whatever. And the whole time, at this point, we have Andy, Fatima, Zach, and Cheyenne. The whole time, you can clearly see that this is Fatima's man. Cheyenne is still playing in her face. And I'm like, girl, read the fucking room. Like, girl, what are you doing? So once she finally sends Cheyenne away, Andy has to apologize for her sister and her fucking behavior. And I'm just like, girl, you and your sister gonna get on my nerves. So she ends up leaving. Of course, Zach has to tell Fatima that he did not get the gym, okay? Sir, you may not have gotten this one, but maybe there's another thing coming along the pipeline, okay? Now, y'all, we have Tony and Danny in this apartment. He's questioning who the guy was. She has no answer for him. Y'all, it is bothering me that nobody has brought up this goddamn cop. Nobody has brought up Marcus. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I'm like, yo, y'all was just clubbing with this nigga. He was there at the gay club. Nobody thought that was suspicious? Nobody thought that was weird? Like, what are we doing? So then she starts crying about how, she's so sorry for cheating on him. And then he finally admits that he has a gambling problem. I'm like, okay, now we're getting to the root of the bullshit. And, he feels like that is what caused the wedge between them. I said, well, baby, here's the thing. If we want to be completely honest, you had a full list of shit that you was out here doing that caused the wedge between y'all. But I'm going to let you have this little moment, okay? Because, nigga, you moved in on her. You quit your job. Just all kinds of shit, okay? But we going to let this rock. So she ends up saying, I should have been more patient with you. I'm sorry, you should have been more patient for that nigga to go find a job because he wanted to lay up and just play video games with your cousin. You should have been more patient when he stole the fucking money that you put on your table. And you should have never even had to tell him not to take your money. When was you supposed to be more patient, Danny? I'm confused. So then, of course, he apologizes for taking the money. He eventually said it. I'm like, finally, it took you a minute to say that. You know what I mean? Because he was running around saying, I just borrowed it. No, nigga, you stole it. Okay? And then, she's going on about how, this isn't his fault because now he feels responsible for her actions. And here's the thing. I think he's the one who led the question of, well, where do we go from here? No damn where. Y'all should be going nowhere. Y'all can be cool. Y'all can be friends. But Danny has so much shit that she needs to work out within herself. And I'm sorry, but the writers failed to let her do that. She needs to go sit her ass down somewhere. She needs to go sit her ass down somewhere. And I'm not going to say go sit on somebody's couch because, baby, she's already doing that. What she needs to do, instead of always going to go sit on Lucretia's couch and then going to go sit on Tony's dick, she needs to go sit by herself and figure out what the hell does Danny want for her life. That's what she needs to go do, okay? But let's go ahead and move on because, baby, Maurice is at the bank, okay? He done went back there. He already stressed out. You already know he done went to go see Sabrina. And, baby, here's the thing. Here comes India, a.k.a. the replacement. Y'all, she wants to talk to him in her office. So he go up in there or whatever, and she asks him, like, oh, have you seen Miss Hollis lately? And he's like, well, yeah, I went to go see her or whatever. And she gonna ask him, like, oh, well, how's she doing? So, of course, he says, oh, she's making progress. And her response was, oh, well, she won't be back at the bank anytime soon. I'm like, okay, that was harsh. Then proceeds to tell him how, all the things that she allowed before, I'm not going to be playing those games with you, basically. And I'm like, okay, all of that can be fine and dandy. But, ma'am, your approach is crazy right now. Like, his co-workers in the hospital, he just went to go see them. Really, this is the energy that you have? That is so messed up, okay? So she calls him out for having extended breaks and all of this stuff. And at this point, she's like, well, I'm going to be watching you like a hawk. And she does tell him that she's going to write him up and he has to sign it. And at this point, I said, oh, baby, Maurice is not going to be in this bank too long, okay? Hell, he didn't make it to the end of the episode. So we slide on over back to the goddamn law office. Why is Zach still here? Nigga, I know you ain't got no job, but my God, go get you a hobby. He's still at the office, right? They run into Hayden. Y'all, I was over it. It makes absolutely no sense for us to sit up here and act like they have fucking beef. They don't have beef anymore. That shit is over. Okay? Fatima was just working with Hayden. What happened to the WNBA and like the girls basketball and all the deals that they were trying to work out? What the fuck happened to that storyline? Because that shit was actually going somewhere. But no, we decided to backtrack so that way her and Hayden are beefing again. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm over it. Okay? Especially on the last episode where Andy and Fatima decided to tag team Hayden going back and forth. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. We got to go ahead and remove that. I get it. They're trying to figure out a way to keep Hayden around, but I don't think that's the move. I'm sorry, I don't. So, nonetheless, Hayden ends up leaving or whatever, and Zach, he points out the fact that now he wants to go smash in the office. And she's like, we know people always walking by my office or whatever. We can't do that up in there. So then he gets the bright idea, well, let's go ahead and go into Hayden's office. Y'all, get these people away from me. Also, y'all ain't got no cameras around this motherfucker? None? I'm surprised. But let's go ahead and move on. Y'all, Maurice is over here having flashbacks. When I tell y'all, the way this season is going with all these fucking flashbacks is crazy. Because instead of us giving us 42 minutes or 40 minutes for an episode? Baby, they're really giving us like 36. Baby, they're really giving us like 36 because that flashback took a long ass time, okay? But nonetheless, he is going through all the things that has happened to him recently, and he ends up calling Dylan. And, he talks to Dylan, and y'all, I don't really like Dylan. I don't, because I feel like after everything Maurice was saying on the phone, he's like, I know, as if he was annoyed that Maurice was calling him to confide in him about how he don't like the fact that he's still at this raggedy ass job. Like, sir, are you trying to be dismissive? What the fuck is that? Nonetheless, at this point, Maurice has realized that the only reason why he even stuck around at the bank was because he was working with his bestie, Sabrina. Baby, here comes new boss lady, okay? And she trying to get Maurice to come sign this paper, but baby, Maurice signs it all right. He signed it, I fucking quit, okay? Baby, he quit that job and went the fuck off on her, and she deserved it. She deserved every bit of it because, ma'am, you're doing way too much, okay? She was very nasty about everything that happened to Sabrina, okay? Y'all, we slide on over to Zach and Fatima. They are smashing on Hayden's desk to the point where they break the desk. Not even the one that they're on, but they broke a desk. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Moving on. So, next thing you know, I believe it was Tony trying to work on a relationship with Danny. But baby, it's over. It's over. I don't want to see them together anymore. I think Danny needs to go sit down and go work on herself, okay? She wants to be alone. He ends up leaving. And he told her, go ahead and lock the doors after I leave. Do y'all think she locked the doors? No. I'm like, what the fuck, girl? Come on now. But I think she ends up calling Lucretia. All we do is see her, make a phone call. But it's clearly to call Lucretia. Next thing you know, Reginald is at the goddamn law office because he wants to see Andy. He had a day off. He decided to spend it with her. I don't care that he wants to take her out. Moving on. We get to Maurice. So now he done slid his ass down to the goddamn salon where Pam is. And, he's telling her all about his day. And now he wants to really, focus on the business. Because here's the thing. Pam just be doing shit, not thinking, talking about she want to surprise them. You know what I mean? But I do like seeing them together. I like Pam and Maurice together. I don't understand how they made the decision to bring in two new fucking people and not make Pam a fucking sister. It makes absolutely no sense for Pam to not be a sister. But then we have two people who don't even interact with the group. Child. I don't understand. I don't even understand how they are going to try to make Madison integrated into the group. Especially if she gonna possibly date Rich. We don't give a fuck about Rich. In what way or how is she gonna be integrated into the group? Child, they don't get the fuck on. But we gonna get to her in a little bit. So, nonetheless, Maurice is there. He's trying to make plans to, really take the business serious. They need some stylists because it's real slow up in there. They want to put an ad out. He's trying to strategize. And I love this for Maurice, okay? Now, we slide on over to the juice bar. right? Rich is there and Madison is there using up his Wi-Fi. Here she come with her red lips, okay? Y'all, he tells her that he went to go visit a friend at the hospital, right? And at the same time, he's also telling her how, he had a friend who bid on the gym, but congratulations to her. Y'all, why does she talk like this? Like when she was like, wait, what? I'm like, girl, please. I need for you to figure out what's your cadence for the way you gonna speak on this show, because it keeps flip-flopping and I'm hating it, okay? Like, why do you talk like this? Like, girl, what? I don't even care about what the hell they're talking about. Moving on, because we really don't give a fuck about her or Rich. This sounds horrible, but I just feel like, again, you're not integrated into the sisterhood. We don't care. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. She could have came in episode 10. And honestly, with this show moving at the pace that it's going, really, she should have came in on episode, 19. That's how I feel. Cheyenne, I get it. She just popped up with Andy's mama. But this chick, child, we don't care. We see Hayden. He goes back to his office, notices that his desk is broken, and Fatima's over there chuckling. I'm like, girl, I guess. We see Andy. She's still talking to Reginald, and he's pouring it on thick about he want to take her out and all these things. But, sir, you don't even want a relationship. Like, what are we doing? Again, a couple I don't care about. Y'all, we end the episode off with Cheyenne. I said, girl, you're not even a heavyweight. How are you ending the episode? Nonetheless, she ends up calling Hayden. So now he plans to take her out. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Y'all, I promise I'm trying with this show. I'm really trying, but baby, they got some work to do. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.